Hi, I'm Tom. This is Lucy, and this is Kitty Help Desk. So today, I want to answer that burning question that everyone asks. And that is, do cats recognize our faces? I'm joking, but a lot of people ask this question. Because they're interested. We really recognize other humans primarily from their faces. The difference is, with cats and their sizes and just sort of the way their visual acuity works, they don't really quite see the world the same way we do. And I think most cat lovers really recognize that fact. But that has just really contributed to the fact that a lot of people ask, if they're being recognized by their loved ones, because we all love our cats very much. And we'd like them to recognize us. So in 2005, Slomber and Cornwell did a study on human facial recognition by dogs and cats. And what they found out is that dogs scored higher than cats did. Now, this was not a huge study. It was 12 dogs and 12 cats. And of those 12 dogs, 88.2% of them recognized the face of their handler in a still image. These were all presented as large stills of just a face. And so 88.2% of the time, a dog went to the handler's photograph. Cats didn't score quite so well. Of the 12 cats, 54.5% of them chose their handler's face when they had several pictures to choose from. And 90.7% of those 12 cats chose the face of a familiar cat. So that tells you something right there. Like I said, this wasn't a huge study. There wasn't quite a large enough number of study subjects for it to be hugely significant, but it does give us some idea of kind of where we stand with our cats. And I think that says more about them and their ability to perceive the world and the ways that they perceive the world than it really says about their emotional attachments to us. Now, it does show us that cats do recognize human faces to some degree. The problem, in my opinion, is that the size differential. One of the biggest differences between us and our pets is size. So when we look at our cats, most cat pictures aren't just pictures of their faces, it's pictures of the entire cat, because that's sort of how we see our cats. And I would postulate that that's how our cats see us too. They mostly see us from a distance. They're not usually as close to their face as Lucy is right now. Right, Lucy? They're usually kind of on the floor or up on something, and we're a little ways away from them. So they're not always focused right on our faces. So most cats who stare their human in the eye generally want something. They use eye contact for very particular meanings. They want to communicate that they want something or that they're feeling aggressive. And those meanings are much more important to them than just recognition, because cats use a lot of different senses to recognize us. Now, they do use their visual senses in their whole sort of melange of sensory input. But they probably recognize our stature, our overall physical shape, maybe the clothes that we wear sometimes, most certainly our scents, most certainly the way that we walk and move around are much more recognizable to them probably than just our faces. Although I do think that most of them do recognize our faces. I do also think that they would recognize our faces in 3 dimensions much more easily than they would in a 2-dimensional image. Although, Lucy does like to watch TV, especially football, and she's been known to chase the football off the edge of the screen from time to time. So they clearly can see what's on a two-dimensional image and interpret that as in 3 dimensions. But it's really not the same as a fully fleshed out presence of another being, full of smells and sounds and sights all at the same time. So isolating just one sense in that way in a study is really kind of not fair to cats because of the way that they exist in the world and the way they perceive things. Most cats do recognize us and they do recognize our faces, but it's just part of a bigger picture. And I think that's okay. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like what Lucy and I do here. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.